respect. Watch the gas on there, and they got time. Yeah. By didnt. You know, even though these niggas know I spit stupid, ride with the book, till you start steering, you turn skip, I spit loop, respect, you gotta earn respect. This code got a lick at everybody. Give a fuck, they ain't signed me yet. Well, I'm out with this beach playing, get kill now. Merch shit turned up, everything in sight, playing spit, burnt up, big night, my mic locked up, shut down in the LDB, rip my back bust now, pack full of XP, been on my shit for a long minute. Niggas dig that and try to fix divots in the back to the block like I'm laying on pavement. Ain't too sharp, bitch. Walk off with bracelets. Still not the same. We'll chop off the brain. Bitch niggas do they shit, so I shoot the messenger. Bad pills, hard time for the rest. Black saviors, cross five, be blessed. Oh, I need that. I respect yo. Watch me gas on every nigga I step to.
Don't blame me for your fuckers. Old Anthony, I didn't want nothing to do with a crazy devil-filled junkie. What? You listening? Look at him.
Yes.
Now say some more shit. I'll knock your ass right back down. Fake ass wanna be preaching, no members having motherfuckers.
So here we go again. Everybody, got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean, everybody, got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean, everybody, got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean, everybody. Nigga talking that'll get you body nigga. Real gon' make me famous. So I do this shit, check the skill, the squad plays. Wax got me leaning like some raggedy shoes. I'm the bomb like a Middle East tragedy. Niggas asking for clues, don't let the choppers conclude. I clear out half of the back end, let the choppers zoom. Make sharp with your shit, check your bitch like the Zoom. 86 and your dogs, the pistol puzzle with all back. With my fucking business family in the game, with my team about to win this family. Gassing like a nigga jet fuel on fumes. And when it's low, I light a match and the fire is low. Channel, I got the juice. I got control. Got your flow in the scope. I got your quick in the stove. With the mini and nigga, with the mini and back game. Bragging the beef and I'm just stating the fact. Yeah. Everybody, I mean everybody, I got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean everybody, body got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean everybody, body got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean everybody, nigga talking, that'll get you body. Ever felt like you were whispering shit? Even though you the loudest nigga. You got to say follow deaf ear dogs. So don't be asking why I'm quiet, nigga. I ain't got time for that bitch shit. Go swallow dip. Keep talking to me with the slip. They catch a hollow tip. Mind don't spray low, nigga. This the dead zone. Nigga, free the man where hell's home. Free the man you tails on. Cuddle with the seat. That'll give you feedback. Me blood the streets on these haters. I just be together. I'm telling me he's back, but I got energy. Tasmanian devil, mean, rip shit in the tyrant. Hate him on the mouth, nigga. Chattering boxing, running nigga trap, they catch, gathering shots, do it with my team and the fam, so my mission up. Niggas being whooping too long, but not a jig is up. Everybody, got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean, everybody, everybody, got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean, everybody, body got a lot to say, got a lot to say. I mean, everybody, body, nigga talking, that'll get you body, Oh, we got a problem here? We got a problem here? We got a problem, nigga? Oh, what else is this? Run away, nigga.
Can we have one night where there ain't no fight, nobody gets shot?
What? 5, 1. My niggas don't play. Low really stupid like a nigga getting straight. Yes. My time and now playing with your Rolex, nigga. I'm raw, just tell them I ain't done bad money stack, so you know. Nobody fucking with the homie Young Gangs. Ain't nobody fucking with the homie Young. Yo, the niggas talking. Nobody just asked. Shit tags. I just get a stack. Your skirt, strut. Get it with my hand. If I got it and you need it for a fee, it's in your hand. My shit that I have, nigga shirts that I have. Knock off the bank when the Fed shift change. That I have to tell them you ain't there. Better not say me. Or don't speak that blasphemy. The Lord that gave this gas me. Swamp murky beast with a master. Every verse is a masterpiece. Sick of dealing with bitch niggas. Got me co-master. Do it too fast for your homie. Just read the pine tree. Doper than the A-ball. The corner pockets where Rob be. Yeah, riding through the city where my niggas don't play that. Low gang stupid like the nigga getting straight. Yes. My time is now playing with your Rolex, nigga. I'm bro, just tell him I am. Yeah, niggas clap.
Good morning, my hatters. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Right now, let's see, I'm over here a little bit behind on everything, but good morning to everybody who's already here. Good morning to my moderator, Black Angel TV. I'm glad that you showed up here with me this morning. Just getting some last minute things finalized before we bring in our guest this morning. Actually, I gotta go and send him this invite right now while I'm playing. Okay. So we're gonna bring in a guy who's actually running a really good podcast right now. It's called Tyson Vibe Podcast. And right now, pretty much he's just waiting on me. And we're not gonna keep him waiting much longer now because it is a little after 10 o'clock and he's definitely been waiting. Because we had this set up to go yesterday, and my internet had went out on me. That was embarrassing, by the way. But you can hear me, right? You know, can you hear me? Because I definitely do not have the mic on mute this time. Okay, because that happened to me like twice yesterday while I was trying to get everything set up. And man, that was all right. So where was I? Okay, so I'm over here trying to remember how to do emails. Look at that. That's how you know I'm losing my age. But not all is lost, everyone. Not all is lost. Okay, so anyway, all right, good. I'm glad that we don't have sound issues, because that was one of the things that's that was one of the things that I was having a big issue with yesterday was the sound problems. And like I said, it was just simply because I didn't turn my damn mic back on. Like I put it on pause, and then after I do my little interlude, I'll stop the music, and then all of a sudden, I just start talking and forget the mic was on. Well, the mic was off. which was again pretty embarrassing. But I actually ended up having to take those 2 videos down because what was scheduled to happen didn't happen, and it was a really unfortunate turn of events. And hopefully we don't have those issues today. And right now we're at this point, we're just waiting on him to come in. Okay, so how was that party you went to yesterday, by the way? I'm sure it was I'm sure it was lit in the kids sense, because you know kids love parties for some sick reason. I don't know. I mean adults love parties too, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I have not been uh the most enthusiastic when it comes to parties. Don't know why, but I just it just has not been my thing in recent memory. Okay. Of course it was fun. You know, like I said, you know, kids are always gonna have fun in at parties. You say party, it's on and popping. You know, I've never heard a party that didn't have a little bit of fun in it. Hmm. Okay, so hopefully and let's see, like you celebrate all birthdays, I celebrate none. So here I am just being like the grouch of holidays and birthdays and all that good stuff. And you, on the other hand, are just the life of the party. Uh, Sometimes I envy you. Okay. All right. So we're almost out of the woods, and we're gonna definitely get right into it as soon as he pops on, because look at you, look, you all of a sudden getting in their head now. You just know that you all that and then some. Uh okay. And the what you call it is not on private, so people can actually come in here and watch it. Yeah, because that was another problem that I had been facing as of late. Like every time I start a live stream, the goddamn what you call it will go into it'll go into private, and people who's trying to get in can't get in. And I'd be so bummed by that, because it'd be people that are like, okay, they didn't get in the first time, they're not gonna try the second time. But not all is lost, as I have said before. And of course it's all love, you know, and hopefully it stays that way. I'm gonna actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually see if somewhere down the line in the near future I can get get some semi-pro football players on, because I really wanna talk with some of the semi-pro football guys. As y'all know, I did semi-pro football for the last 5 years. This year I actually got suspended. Embarrassing ass story, by the way. But again, no no hard feelings on that. And you know, next year I'm definitely gonna be trying to run it back next year, because I actually had a good year this year. You know, and circumstances beyond my control kind of goofed on that, and it is what it is. That said, good morning, Mr. McCarter. Hey, you already hit the like button. I ain't got to tell you, know, you the homie already know. That said, we're gonna bring in a warm welcome to the leader of the Tyson Vibes podcast. Give it up for my man, Tyson Robinson. When he gets in here. Okay, see, that's a nice picture. See, that's a nice picture right there, all right? And good morning, Mr. Robinson.
So, man, how you doing?
All right. Look, I'm over here. Getting everything still set up. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but unfortunately, my internet went out on me, and it was pandemonium, to say the least.
No, you good. You good. Things happen, but we here now, though. That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters. Right. So, good morning, Mr. Robinson. That's got a kick to us, like the TV show back in the day. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody know what I'm talking about.
Good morning, Mr. Rogers.
No, that's what I was thinking about, Mr. Rogers. Oh man, I see. I'm already messed up. So let's get into it, right? Because this man here has a really good podcast. He actually drops in. He's well over 150 interviews. What was that number at now? Because
155 about to be coming up.
155. Mm-hmm. Okay, and hold on. See, and this is what I forgot to do. See, what I forgot to do was what I was supposed to do is drop the link in the chat so everybody can have access to it, because the guy's a genius with it, and I've actually checked out some of the interviews. The one that I checked out was with a guy named Denzel Washington. That was a good one. It was actually good.
Yeah, I'm me and Denzel linking up in Connecticut next month. Actually, in a few weeks. Actually, shout out to Denzel, good man. Love his music. Good character. So yeah, shout out to Denzel.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I was trying to see if there was a link in the description or somewhere so that I can go and check out his music and check out his work, but I couldn't find it. Maybe I looked in the wrong place.
Now I can send you the Spotify link, because I think there are two Denzels if you look on Spotify, just in general. They both spelled the same too, all caps DNZL. So I can definitely send you the link.
Okay. All right. So Tyson Robinson Media Production LLC. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. This year I started my own media company, Tyson Robinson Media Productions. This was always the goal. The goal was to build a company, build it up, make it as extremely profitable as possible, and then sell it off so family can have money. We talk about business ownership in our community. I've been talking about this for years now, years. And for some reason, I was just putting it off because I wanted to build the podcast up more. So this year, I said, just bleep it. Let's just go ahead and start the media company. Yeah, so it's been founded since March of this year. And next year, I'm going to have solidified services, whether it be streaming, whether it be ebooks, e-poetry. But I want to build a media company and let it serve as an umbrella for interviews, behind the scenes work, merchandise, things of that nature.
Awesome,
But
awesome.
I'm really pushing for streaming. I want streaming options on my website under the media company.
Awesome. How's that been so far?
So far so good. Like I said, next month when I get to Connecticut, get with my team. Shout out to Ms. Rosa Bailey. When I get with her, we're really going to sit down and carve out what we want to do, what direction we want to take this.
Okay, so I've heard you mention in several videos. You mentioned Rosa Bailey. Who is she to you, if you don't mind me asking?
She is the loveliest lady on the planet. She's an entrepreneur herself, based out of Hartford, Connecticut. She sits on my podcast advisory board, and we got in contact last year around her birthday. I want to say last fall, to be exact. It just happened. We connected on Clubhouse. We stayed in touch. We've been communicating. She's been giving me advice. She's been referring podcast guests to me. I'll give her advice on the few things I can give her advice on, and it's been business ever since.
That's awesome. Yeah, shout out to her, because it's hard to find people who are really helpful. I go as far as saying I have the same luck with Black Angel TV here. Also, shout out to my cousin Amora, because she's the one that hooked us up.
Shout out to
Uh,
Amor. Met her on Clubhouse as well. I want to say 2 years ago. Lovely lady, sweetheart. You got good family on your hands.
oh yeah, and that's my little cousin. She rocked with me. She's been rocking with me since for the longest time. And I got nothing but love for my cousin. Oh man, I can go into stories later, but look, I gotta say, yeah, I do. I consider myself really lucky to have some of the coolest family members out there
Oh yeah.
because I can tell you right now, it ain't easy dealing with some of the people that I deal with in my family. But
Well,
at the
what's the saying? What's the saying? All skin folk and kinfolk, and then like blood don't technically make you family. Under like,
uh,
yeah.
well, here's the thing. Here's how I see it. Right. I'm a firm believer in is you get the family you get, not the one you want. If you want to keep the family you got, get your ass in the spacesuits.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, you're not gonna. They're not all gonna be perfect, but at the same time, I'm just like, I just believe. I don't know. I'm a believer. I believe that people will get the shit right eventually.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. You gotta give them time. You gotta give people time to grow and learn from their mistakes and all that. Yeah.
Right. So one of the things that I seen in your videos is you do some workout tutorials and stuff like that.
Definitely, definitely. Before we started this interview, I just did one. I completed one. So I don't want to label it Tyson's Fitness because I feel like that's been trademarked already. This is still under the brand of Tyson's Talk. So outside of my interviews, I have segments called Tyson's Talks where I give
Right.
people my opinion on things pertaining to the world, period. Whether it be advice that guys should follow through with, or just my opinion on, like, I did the WWDC conference, the Apple conference a couple weeks ago. Gave my opinion on
Mhm.
that. Side note, I hate that new VR headset that they're about to introduce. I hate it because I'm not walking around with that whatsoever.
I've
Um,
seen it.
yeah. So my Tyson's Talk segments are more informative. It can be entertaining at times, but more informative. So I started workout videos, and they're targeting stay-at-home moms and wives, just to give them something to do if they're like stuck at home with all the responsibilities in the world. So I started workout videos, and I make them as short and quick as possible because people hate the lecture. People hate school pretty much.
Yeah.
Thank God, thank God for TikTok. My opinions have changed.
Right.
It's changed on it now. I was editing a video before we started, but I will finish that up later. But it's just workout videos. Simple exercises you can do at home or outside in the yard. Squats, burpees, all that good stuff. I used to run track in high school, track and cross country. I was a middle
Word.
distance runner. Yeah. So it's been lovely ever since. I'm hoping to build a steady audience with this as well.
Right. So I gotta switch gears on this one because you mentioned something that was near and dear to me, and that was track and field.
Hmm.
Uh, Sidebar: would you believe me if I told you more is the reason I'm on TikTok now? Because I didn't like it either.
Yeah,
But
I thought I was too grown to like say, I don't want to say manly, but when I originally saw TikTok, I never thought it's Chinese propaganda. I never like really got into that, but I was like, I'm too stiff and whatnot just to use TikTok. I feel like it's really a young person thing, but my opinion has changed on it. It's a great way to use it for business.
agreed, because I had found that out too, and it's actually been pretty good marketing so far.
Yeah.
So bringing up track and field, right? What was your events?
I ran the 800, 400 cross country, 3200 as we call it in Virginia, or the 2 mile, the 1,000 meter run, 500. I was middle distance, so I went from 400 up.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
because mine was the 200 to 400 in the relays.
yeah.
I couldn't. I could not do that. I could not do the stuff after that. I did half a mile in college. I did it in 2 events, and I was like, nope, no more.
Decathlete?
Was that
You're a decathlete?
no,
Okay.
no, no? I wasn't. I wasn't that good. Actually, believe it or not, my best 400 time was a 49.8.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
people don't realize the 400 is extremely painful. Extremely,
it's an animal in itself because that's a whole quarter-mile sprint.
yeah, 400 is extremely painful. Hold on, give me a second. Ah, left it somewhere. Yeah, 400 is extremely painful. I would have wished it on my worst enemy. I didn't even try 400. I didn't try 400 hurdles, and I'm not thinking about it. No, nope.
No, I look the 400 hurdles. Look, that also is a different animal in itself. Like
Yeah.
doing the 400 is hard, right?
Hmm.
But then trying to jump over these hurdles is like people now know what it's like to be a black man in America.
Yeah.
That's how hard it was.
Run over the fences from the police. No, no.
Now y'all know what it's like to be under chase of the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was tough. So how long did you do track and field?
I did it since sixth grade, middle school.
Right.
I originally did not want to do it because my older brothers were doing it. I originally did not want to do it. I just wanted to be a student, get into the artsy stuff. But my dad was forcing me. We didn't really have an option because like his big thing was like just being in shape, staying in shape.
Yeah, that sounds like my dad all the way. Cause so when you got past high school, what was college like? Did you finish and all that stuff?
Yeah, I did track and field in college. It was a miserable time for me in college in the collegiate realm. Went to one school for 2 years. I absolutely hated it. I don't want to mention it because they can watch this video and try to get a lawsuit going because they have nothing going on over there.
We don't want them problems.
Yeah. The coaches clearly did not know what they're doing. A lot of manipulation, a lot of because I said so type of thing. Like I was really a geek about track and field. So I transferred back to Norfolk State my last 2 years. Shout out to Norfolk State.
Shout out to Norfolk.
Yeah. I kind of just realized that, my track career may be finished. My body was getting bigger for the 800. You got to be like slim, you
Slam
got to
slam.
be aerodynamic, loose, all that. So I kind of just finished off. Junior year was my last year track and field. Just ran at the MEAC conference and didn't perform how I wanted to perform, and that was about it.
Oh man, yeah, because I can say right now. So there's
Mhm.
two things I wanted to throw in that. Me, I actually got injured my freshman year, and then I tried my sophomore year and just couldn't do it because I was just in so
Yeah,
much. I was in so much pain after, and I didn't really even have a bad injury. It was a pulled hamstring, but I just couldn't walk right since, and I couldn't run right. Just
yeah.
couldn't do it.
And then
And then
some coaches don't understand, injuries whatsoever. Some coaches don't understand the science of running or anything. They don't take it as seriously as the athletes at times. And when you get to college, you coming from the low income neighborhood like I did, or just the hood, like you're experiencing new things. So you want to go out every weekend. That's the freshman thing to do. Go out every weekend, and then you got
yeah.
practice. So you got to run off that alcohol. Things of that adjust to the collegiate schedule. You got to do the small things that made you great, and you're gonna forget like, oh, I'll just throw it off the next day. And while you're doing that, someone at a different school at another state is doing the exact same thing. So you busted their ass in high school, they gonna come back and bust your ass in college. It's like, oh my gosh, like it's so much that goes into it.
I actually found myself pretty lucky in college because I was in a really good program, and I went to a really good school. My only problem is just that I didn't have any money, so I couldn't afford to keep up with college. I had to work. It was either work because my grandma wanted me to help with bills,
Yeah,
and or it was either work and help with bills, or go to school and find my ass sleeping at the bus stop the next day.
y- yeah,
So I had to make a choice because but as you aforementioned, growing up in some not so great environments, you have to learn to survive early.
oh yeah,
And
oh
see, and that's something I'm glad that I actually managed to build myself up on, because that was something that my kids ain't gonna have to do. Speaking of which, one of them gonna be back here later because my kids live with me. Ugh.
how many
But
kids you have?
I have two kids. I have two girls. You know,
Nice.
my kids live with me, and you know, one of the things that I said is when my kids grow up, as long as they live in my house, they ain't got to worry about paying rent. They ain't got to worry about paying bills
Hmm.
because I'm gonna make it to where all these bills is gonna be paid, and the only thing they got to worry about is going to school, finding a job, saving their money, and getting their own spot because there's no point in holding them financially hostage just for me. Because if I feel like I have to do that, then I feel like I failed as a parent.
No, you're preparing them and saving them because that West Coast rent, mortgage payments, that's a real thing. This ain't the East Coast at all.
Oh man, I lived in the East. Look, I lived in the East Coast. Shout out to Norfolk. I know you talked about that earlier. I lived in Norfolk, Virginia for 2.5 years, and let me tell you, I would go back there in a heartbeat, any and every day of the week. No cap, I would go back any and every day of the week because that had to be the most underrated place to live. And think about this: I lived in the ghetto. All
No,
right,
Norfolk, yeah, Norfolk has some, yeah. Yeah.
I lived in the ghetto. I seen why those places like I seen why uh uh Norfolk's hood was so cool. Man, we didn't have no shootings, we didn't have no drugs, we didn't them with that low rent, them people was happy. Okay. Them people was happy. I don't even think any of them people there was on Section 8. They was just there. Okay. Just happy ass country folk.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm
How you
I'm
go?
originally a Virginia baby. I'm a Virginia kid. Born and raised, well, born in Chesterfield County, raised in Virginia, different parts of Virginia my whole life, whether it be Richmond, Chesapeake, went to school in Norfolk. Um, we live near like the Meadowbrook area. I'm very familiar with Virginia. So yeah. You're retired military, right?
Oh, I'm not retired. I'm too young to be retired. No, I am a veteran.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am a veteran, and I can tell you right now, living in Virginia, as much as I hate to, I hate to talk about as bad, it had to have been the best thing to have ever happened in my life,
Mhm.
and quite frankly, I wouldn't take back that experience of living there and being there for anything in the world because whereas I wanted to be in San Diego, where I could be close to home, close to my then wife and my family and all that good stuff. I really actually had the time to take to be like, you know what, this is me right here. This is what I'm gonna be having to do. This is what I have to learn to do this on my own. You know, there is no parents to come and bail me out on something. There is no friends to give me advice right here and right now. We're all grown. We gotta figure this out on our own. And I was and I really didn't cope well with that. You know, one of the things that I wish my dad would have had told me when I was getting married is prepare for the possibility of divorce. Okay. Now there's this thing. I don't know if you know about the manosphere or not.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Manosphere, Rich Cooper, Rolla Tomasi, all of them. Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that later on.
Mhm.
But one of the things that they always talk about is the statistic of divorce. And they always say 70 to 80% of women initiate divorce, and I'm like, you know, I'm like, now back then I didn't know anything of the manosphere because this is what 2011, right? And
Mhm.
I'm not thinking about a manosphere. What's the manosphere, right?
Right.
But I never took into account that I would ever be that 20 to 30%. I actually have to file for divorce. And the funny thing is when I was doing all that, I still had to go into, okay, where did everything go wrong? And it was bad. It was bad because I was I can't even say it was all on my wife. Because to this day, I love my wife. You know, we have a child together. We are raising that child. We're co-parenting, and we have been. I would say right now we have been closer right now than we ever been married.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I had to think about it. What went wrong? Most of that was, I have to admit, most of that was on me. You know, I was not what I was before we got married.
Wait, hold on. How do you know you're not being manipulated when you say most of that is on me? Most people, some people would say, "I'm glad you're taking responsibility," so they can like ease themselves of that responsibility. Like, why do you do that so easily?
Because this was not an influence on anybody else, right? This was not something. When I talked to my when I before I got divorced, the first person that called me was my uncle. So my uncle calls me and he tells me everything that he theorized that it was. Shout out to my uncle Mark, because my uncle called me and he says, here's some theories of why your marriage just didn't work out. He said, one, the fact of the matter is you changed. And I said, wait, what do you mean I changed? And he tells me, he says, think about where you guys were when you were just dating. He said, both of y'all was broke as fuck, and y'all was with each other every day, and y'all was just there living ghetto fabulous. You know, everything was, you guys were together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you join the Navy. Then, and you decide you need to do better for you and your family. You manned up, because I can tell you right now, I tell people all the time that it's no secret that I married a single mother, right? And both my baby mamas watch this. So, I don't hide this from anybody. And she said, you decided you would manned up, you wanted to take care of this kid, you love this kid, and I still do. I miss her a lot to this day. But, you had to make a change speaking of Amora, what's going on, cousin?
I sent her the link. Yeah, shout out to
I said
Amora.
it. Another shout out. I think we gave her like 5 shout outs now. But it was like he said, look, man, you was trying to do better. And you have to, and it was less time with her and more time committed to the cause.
Yeah. Okay.
So things broke down and we ended up, splitting up. So
I'm gonna tell you what my counselor told me. Soulmates come and go. That right there was a karmic soulmate. You learn something from that soulmate, and then you continue to push forward.
Okay, so since you did bring that up, I'm kind of curious because I was always under the impression that soulmates was just that, a soulmate. That is your one and only. I thought you only had that one and only. So
no. They come and go. They come and go. I thought that as well, but someone had to break it down to me. Like talking to the spiritual people in the spiritual world, my counselor, shout out to Miss Kina. Like they'll tell you that soulmates literally just come and go. It could be relationship wise, it can be platonic, but soulmates are always coming and going. Now, twin flames are something entirely different. Twin flames are who you were brought into this world with, but y'all are separated at birth. And it's like sometimes your purpose leads you into finding your twin flame. And some people spend a lifetime not finding their twin flame, which is totally fine. But some people are meant to, some people aren't. It depends on like your behaviors and deeds from your past life, things of that nature. So
what is it? What you said, twin flame, right?
that's your complete. That's your exact. That's the same person, just in a different gender. Y'all are the same people.
That's different.
Everybody has a twin flame, but again, we're not. Some of us aren't going to meet them in this lifetime. It may be next lifetime. We're in like a different body, different universe, all that.
Like the song by Erykah Badu. I think it was
This one's
called
back
Next
on Friday.
Okay. So my moderator said I call them lessons, not soulmates. Oh, Jesus. Oh, shout out to my moderator. She is amazing. My other moderator didn't show up yet, but yeah, she is amazing because she's really engaged. So uh how do you figure out if you found your twin flamer? And is that supposed to be permanent?
Um, yes or no, but from what it was described to me is that you would just know. You would like simply just know. You would just be able to read that person's energy 24/7. You would know what that person is thinking 24/7. Um, interests are going to be alike, obviously, but you just have this inkling inside you. That's how it was described to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you come across all this stuff anyway?
Oh, so my therapist is a psychic medium. Like she has introduced me to a wide bevy of information. She's a counselor. She's able to read my energy, pick up on certain things, tell me what's good, what's not so good, things of that nature. Tell me what I need. If I'm neglecting my like soul, my higher self, my spirit, things of that nature.
How did you come across your therapist, if you don't mind me asking?
Clubhouse. Clubhouse
Club.
is a blessing.
Okay.
They're like
Okay.
3 to 4 very important people in my life I've met on Clubhouse.
Okay. And Amora, since you are here, I'm gonna just tell you right now. Let me speak into the mic so she can hear me. I'm mad that you didn't introduce me to Clubhouse.
No. So when Clubhouse first started, it was an exclusive app, like celebrities and whatnot were on, and then they eased up the restrictions a little bit so everyone else can get on. And then like maybe months later, everybody was on. It was strictly just iPhone users. Then they let Android users on. Now everybody is literally just on the app. It's not what it
Oh,
was
so
in 2020.
wait,
Yeah.
so they was hating on the Android users? Oh, that's
Because people
cold.
people were inside because of the COVID thing. So that's why it was so popular.
That's cold. They hating on the Android. I have an Android. Why they hating on us Androiders?
Oh man,
Oh
same
man.
iPhone, man. Come on, man. You know what time it is.
Uh, oh, so we already got phone there. We already got phone there. And no, you didn't, Namora. See, that's the cold thing. So like again, I love my cousin. Like I know it's a whole different animal being an older cousin, but you're never too old to learn something from someone younger, right? And
The youth, I mean, our generation and then Gen Z, all that, we're the future. Like we gotta push this thing forward. I don't know the disrespect like to the young so much. I don't get that.
I don't believe in that sort of thing. See, like I'm a firm believer in I'm one of those guys who believes in apologizing to the children, right?
Hmm.
You know, if you do wrong, you let them know that, you know, you have integrity because that's how you what's the best way to say it? That's how you lead by example,
Yeah.
right? And I can tell you right now, being a black father is hard, right? You know, I had to watch people like my own father, um, Morris' father. Shout out to you, Uncle E. I know he probably ain't watching this because I didn't give him. I haven't asked him to check me out yet or anything like that. But yeah, shout out to those guys. Those are some of the most. Those are some of the most toughest nails black men out there. You
Yeah.
know, tough as nails. I mean, and they grew up with probably one of the proudest, hardworking, and by far just to the point kind of man you could ever have. And that's I shout out to my grandfather because Mr. Brown, who my namesake is he the coldest to ever do it. That's for sure. So since I brought that up on multiple occasions, did you ever have a relationship with your father? I know that's digging too deep, but
Yeah. Yeah. Grew up in a two-parent household. Dad was extremely tough on me. Dad was military. He played football in college. Law enforcement for some time. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't just do whatever we want. No.
it sounds like your dad and my dad might have been doppelgangers or something because they pretty much did the same thing.
He was in the Navy SEALs, served in Desert Storm in the 90s. I forget which year in the 90s. That's what caused this asthma situation. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So my dad was in the military in the early '80s, so you know, like
Mm.
Yeah. So
80s was a beast, huh?
hey, look, I was born in 87. I don't really know what the 80s was like. I
No,
didn't
I
live
heard
it
some
like that.
stories about the 80s. I'm reading a book right now about the mafia and whatnot. I'm very familiar about
Hold on, let me see.
mafia.
When the mob ran, don't they still run Vegas?
I don't know, allegedly. I don't know. I ain't trying to have him come here, but I'm reading. I'm asking questions. Trust me, I know. I know.
Look, I'm just saying. Look, I've only been to a casino once. Well, I've only been inside of a casino once, and I can tell you right now, those guys in suits was definitely Italian,
Yeah.
and those Italians was definitely looking like they had some mob ties. I ain't want them problems. Look, you mess around, you get whacked.
No, man. If I go to Vegas, I'm strictly just gambling. I might go to a club or two, nightclub. That's about it. I'm gambling for a short period of time. I said in a budget. You're not about to trick me? Nah. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Look, I've been to Vegas twice, once for football and once on a vacation with my then girlfriend. And I can tell you right now, the next time I go to Vegas, y'all heard it here first. I'm tricking. But seriously, I'm not going back to Vegas though, because not that I have anything, any bad thing with Vegas. It's just that everybody goes there. Everybody.
Yeah.
That's like that. Like Vegas is like the poor man's Dubai.
I had talks about going to Dubai, but Vegas is getting some teams coming pretty soon, though. I do know that. They got the Raiders there now, and they're getting like a baseball team, I think.
The A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty much a shame. I have no hard feelings with either of those teams because here's the thing: like people who know me know I'm from Oakland, California, but I was never a Raiders fan and I was never an A's fan. I was a Denver Broncos fan and a San Francisco Giants fan. And since we're on the subject, where do your allegiance lie in football and baseball?
Don't follow baseball at all. I would wear a baseball fit any day of the week, though. I love fitted hats, period. Football, I was a big Colts fan. I was a big Peyton Manning fan. Huge Peyton Manning fan.
Hey, the sheriff, shout out to the sheriff.
And he would just, in late game situations, he would just fuck it up and just and throw the game away, just choke, just do all these type of shenanigans.
First off, do not disrespect the sheriff like that, all right?
And that's why I'm never putting him over Brady. I'm never putting him over Brady.
Look, the sheriff will turn down by 3 to up by 20 and 2 passes, okay? Let's get something perfect. Hey, look, like you, Peyton Manning has won us a Super Bowl, okay? So I will never say anything bad about the sheriff.
I'm trying to think. Oh, you mean against the Bears? Remember that one? That was a sloppy Super Bowl. He didn't even win.
It was sloppy. It was sloppy, but he got the job done, and that was the most important part. And DeMarcus McCarter said, like Holloway would say, nigga, why? Why? Because the Denver Broncos had some of the greatest quarterbacks ever drafted by the Colts. That's why.
And then, hold on. What else happened? And then the one against the Panthers? He wasn't. Von Miller won MVP, right?
Von Miller won MVP, yes. And if I'm not mistaken, the one he won with the Colts, I want to say
07, 06.
06. And I don't remember who. I want to say it was either Bob Sanders or Antoine Bethea that won that MVP. I don't remember. Let's look it up.
That was a nasty Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, Bob, that was a nasty defense.
That was a nasty defense that nobody knew existed. The only person they knew on that defense was Dwight Freeney until you seen all those guys show out in the playoffs.
And let's talk about 2 weeks before, though. 2 weeks before, they came back against the Patriots, AFC Championship. That was gut wrenching. I was a Colts fan. I was a huge Colts fan. And then the year they went and lost to the Saints, that was their 14-2. I remember that vividly because I saw every game every Sunday. Peyton won MVP that year, and what did he do?
He
choked the fucking game away. So
yeah, that was Look, I'm gonna say it like this. The only reason I wanted the Colts to lose that game was because the only reason I wanted the Colts to lose that game was because Peyton Manning had been beating my Broncos into the turf that whole time. So I so yes, I had some animosity. Oh, actually, Peyton Manning won the MVP of that game. Yeah, I was just looking that up. I just looked that up. Peyton Manning won the MVP of that game that they beat the Bears in.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah, that
performance though. It wasn't his greatest.
it was a sloppy performance.
Devin Hester started it off by returning a kick. Yep, I remember that.
And yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I watched that to this day. So, who was an NFL player that you really hated watching, but you really loved?
Hmm. I did not at all like. I didn't like Brett Favre. I couldn't get with that. Couldn't get with the Brett Favre vibe. For some time, I couldn't stand Brady because what he would do to my Colts. I couldn't stand Brady at all. And then
Yeah,
I couldn't stand Mark Sanchez. I really thought he wasn't that good at all.
I said who you love, not that Mark Sanchez was garbage to everybody. We all know that. Also, okay. So Verna White says, send me a video of a workout link. She wants to see that one of your workout links. So
Definitely. I can do that right now
yeah,
in the chat. Yeah.
yeah. Just stick that in the chat, and so she can actually have a good look at that. And she also said true on soulmates. And what's good, Roji B? That's one of my uncles right there. He's one of the coolest cats in the world. One of the truest high value man I know of. You know that's what I'm trying to get. Roji B, I'm trying to get like you. All right. Hold on. Wait a minute. My video went down. Hold on. I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this.
I'm gonna drop the link in the live chat.
Right. Yeah. Do that. That'll be perfect. All right. Crisis averted. Yeah, but yeah, do that so people can actually have a good look at that, because again, he is doing all of us a service by being here today, everybody. So show some love. All right.
Got you. Give me a second.
Yeah. And Ro, I think you might be interested in that too. So by all means, hit the like button and check out that link when he drops it in the chat. Okay, so Black Angel TV asks, what is a high value man to you guys? Look, I'm gonna just tell you like this. Kevin Samuels already gave the description. We don't need to go any further than that. Now, people have.
Mm-hmm. Were you a big Kevin Samuels fan?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So I got a question since you did bring up the subject. Mm-hmm. How did you come into Kevin Samuels? And if you say average at best, we gonna fight.
No. I was always I thought rest in peace to him. First of all, it's tragic what happened to him.
R.I.P. to KS.
I was already watching red pill content. You know, the Rolos and the Richard Coopers of the world.
Right.
Alpha male strategies. Someone else interviewed Ron Wills, my show. I just thought what he was saying was like already regurgitated information from what those guys were saying. The only difference was that he was a black man saying it. Like those guys were saying it to the white audience, but he was saying it to the black. Like this information has been out for quite some time now. Why are y'all just so surprised? Like people have been talking about high value this, that, and alpha males. But you know, shout out to him. Sad what happened to him. And I agree with some things he said, some things I did not agree with whatsoever.
Of course.
I do believe that, you know, men need to have their own style. You know, I'm big on elevation, you know, growth. I'm not gonna get on like what he said about women like working six or something like that. No. I watched him for the cologne, you know, the lifestyle upgrade, you know, things of that nature. Because he reminded me of my father when he was speaking on some of his older videos.
So, are you a cologne guy?
Am I a what guy?
Are you a cologne guy?
Yeah, definitely. I I got some Peruvian stuff. There's a certain like I would drive 50 minutes to a mall just to go to the cologne store. It's a foreign lady. I know what store vividly. It's in Renton, Washington. It's at the South Center Mall, Renton, Washington. I know which mall to go to. I know the store to go to. Yeah, I'm a cologne guy. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell everybody like this before I could continue.
Mhm.
I am not a cologne guy, right? Not even a little bit. But let me tell you something. Thanks to my grandma, and I love my grandma to death, I have a cologne collection.
Okay, there you go.
I
So-
have a cologne.
Yeah.
You know, I have a mixture of different types of cologne. Some are expensive, some are not. You know, and they have names like I think I had one that Kevin Samuels mentioned.
I gotta
he
watch.
had a
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually have one of that he mentioned. I can't remember which one it was, but I actually have a cologne collection, and it's thanks to my grandma getting me cologne every year for Christmas.
There you go. Grandma loves you.
Grandma loves me, so you know that's how you know my grandma is actually was grooming me to be a part of the Players Club because she was getting me all the good stuff. Look, shout out to grandmas because I can tell you right now, a lot of us are getting raised by our grandmothers. I can tell you right now, my baby girl, she's practically being raised by my mom right now because both me and her mom work a lot. And so my mom actually comes here to babysit.
They're gonna teach you about patience. Grandparents will teach you about patience. Trust me.
Understatement of the year. I can tell you that right now.
Everything takes time. Yeah, trust me. Yep.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, the best parent you can have is your grandparent.
Yeah.
I will never deviate from that statement. I was fortunate to have both of my grandfathers and my father's mother. And I can tell you right now, those were the best parents I could have asked for because the two idiots that made me.
Yeah,
hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I love my parents. I don't like them, but I love my parents. Those are two of the dumbest people in the world when it comes to picking a partner because
no.
look, my dad, great man, right? My mom, best damn mom a man could ask. But when it comes to choosing partners, they dumb. And trust me, my mom left a comment, and so I know she's watching. They dumb.
No, they're not, man. Come on, man. You gotta come on. They brought you here. You gotta always be grateful.
They brought me. Oh no, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm always grateful, and I always love and honor my parents. They made four of us. Collectively together, they made four of us. But if we gonna be honest, we're gonna leave some no cap in this in the game here. They dumb, okay? Because they did not get along whatsoever. They don't get along to this day. Do you know that we had a get together just last year, and these two was going at it because of how my dad was disciplining my nephew.
Oh no, I know that.
Look, that is how deep they hate.
That sounds personal. I want to get into that, but I know that
Yeah.
you're not gonna find a couple that doesn't, argue with each other every once in a while. I will say that. Like that's the basis of a couple. You're not gonna see eye to eye on everything.
Yeah, no, yeah. My uncle just said what they will tell you what he's saying is true. Now, yeah, I know I shouldn't give you too much personals on that because first off, this ain't even about me. But I can tell you right now, parents. Oh man, look, parenting is tough. Like I can already say that right now. Parenting is tough.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, look, I would do it again and again because I love kids. I'm just an epic dad at heart. So I could definitely have 10 kids and wouldn't complain.
Good.
Okay. So as a person who has consumed red pill manosphere content, What do you if you're not already, do you see yourself being a dad or a husband in the near future?
Near future, when you say near future, I'm thinking about like when the next few months. No, but in the
I
future,
wouldn't say. Let,
yeah.
let me. Yeah, I should. You know what? I should choose my words better. I shouldn't say the near future, as in the sense of a few months. I mean, like, within at least the next 5 years.
5 years? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because that's what I'm working toward. Want to build my legacy. You hustle for your last name, not your first name. So I want to pass something off. I want to do them right by passing something off so they don't have the burden of going through what I went through when I was younger.
Okay, so do you subscribe to the manosphere ideas of how marriage should be, or do you have a more I want to say practical, because I mean I believe that even though the manosphere has some accuracies to the statements, it's a little extreme, and so I say, do you believe in the marriage of a practical sense?
See, I've never been married before, right? So I'm gonna give my what I would ideally I would like to go 50-50. Like I want to be the head of the household while taking care of like the bills and everything, if that makes sense. I want to be the head of the household. I want to be able to provide for my family and have the family like rely on me to get them things. I want to take on that burden, that responsibility.
So why do you say 50-50?
50-50, I will take care of the bills, but in terms of the decision making, I want to say that's 50-50. But I want to take on the hearts of the bills, making sure just certain things are met every month. But in terms of like coming together, like decision making, 50-50, definitely 50-50. I don't want to like just say it's what I say goes and you have no say whatsoever. No, no, I don't believe in that at all.
I agree. I agree, because that was one of the things that because and a lot of people will say that that's not right, because if you're paying all the bills, you should have all the say. And I'm a firm believer, because we're almost aligned there, right? So like for me, it's, yeah, I will make the final decision, yeah, but I want my wife to be able to have her input in, so that it can be like, because what she say may or may not influence my decision.
Hmm.
She'll say something that makes some sense, and it'll be like, maybe I shouldn't go that way. Then you know what? We're gonna go your way. We're gonna try your way and see how that works.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much how I parent, right? Because my ex-wife and my other child's mother, we obviously we're not together, but at the same time, it comes to okay, what are we gonna do? And they say, okay, what do you want to do? And I want to say, okay, check this out. Okay, this is how I see it. And then I say, hey, how do you see it? And they say, okay, well, let's try it. Well, this is the way to go about it.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, that might work, or that'll actually work. Let's try that.
Hmm.
Okay, so we got a question from Amora. She says, what is the importance of men paying all the bills? Okay, so you want to take this one first, or do you want me to go first?
I can answer first. I just don't want my wife having the burden of doing that, honestly, of like taking care of all the bills. I want that, like me personally, I want that burden. I want that responsibility. I want to be reliable to my family. Like, okay, I want my kids to look at me and say, "Wow, like my dad, like dad really is Superman. Like he can do it." But if it comes to a point where, my wife wants to pay some of the bills, then yeah, sure, go ahead. But I'm telling you right now, that's what I want to do.
Okay, so she also came up with this while you were saying. She also said, would the wife have the option to, if she wants to have some financial power, would you be open to sitting financial power if that made her happy too?
Yeah, I mean, if she wants to, yes, go for it. But I'm just telling you, like, we can always like come to a resolution, come to an agreement. I'm telling you where I stand before we start the negotiations. I'm telling you like how I'm moving.
Okay, so here's the thing with me, cousin. All right, so I'm a firm believer that when the purpose of a relationship is so that both sides come together and remove as many inconveniences from the other as possible. So it's not about so me paying all the bills is not necessarily me saying I have all the financial power. No, it's me saying, okay, well, that's not something you have to worry about. You can worry about something less important or something, and I say less important because I say it ironically. So I'm saying it's not about financial power. It's about, okay, you don't have to worry about the bills. You can worry about something else. Like, I don't know, putting food in the house, or I don't know, if you're making more money, then, maybe you can use that towards whatever, something the kids like, or something, or one of the kids' activities, or something around the house, and that's if you can, and that's if you want to shoulder that. But it's not about saying you can't make any decisions, you don't have a say. It's nothing like that, because I wouldn't want to do that, because it's not about control. It's about understanding your position of authority. And I know authority is a dirty word too, because I can tell you right now, Andrew Tate made authority a dirty word. We're going to be honest. And the reason I say that, and yes, the irony on separation of money and power is not lost on me. So I do understand where you're coming from. But what I'm saying is it's not about being in control, because again, authority, even despite it being a dirty word, authority and power are definitely two separate things. Because what I'm saying is, when I'm saying I'm in power, I am saying I have all the control and you have no say. Whereas I'm saying authoritize is okay, well, I am giving you the option to be able to say, okay, this is what I believe. And then it's like, okay, that might work. We'll try it your way, or that might not work, and I'll explain why. And then maybe we can brainstorm together. But at the end of the day, I'm still the head. But at the same time, yeah, authority is power. But it's not to say that you have no say. That's what I'm trying to get at. And again, it does get lost in translation, and only gets lost in translation because a lot of people don't understand that.
I agree.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not to say that my wife won't have an opinion or she won't have a say. It's just that I still have to come to you with things, and you have to come with me to things. It's called communication. And I think I think that gets lost in translation because this misunderstanding of the dynamic. And not oftentimes does it get talked about. And that's just that's just what I say about that. But thank you for your question, Amor. That was really helpful. And it's not saying that she has less power. It's just that in the end, obviously, the man would have the final say. Obviously, if he is saying that you don't have a say, then it would, because I can tell you right now, this is something I've been saying for a while. Okay, because I know a lot of women say they want a man to protect and provide, right? This is something that you've heard. I'm sure you've heard plenty of times, right? So if you want somebody to protect and provide for you, you have to have a certain sense of authority. You can't have there's no such thing as equality if you don't have some sense of authority. You can't protect what you can't correct. So again, that's why I'm so as ugly as it sounds, there is no such thing as equality. Now I know that sounds a bit extreme, but that's just the unfortunate circumstance that has been put on the human race. We are not lions. We are not lions. And I say that for a reason, but again, I'm blabbing. So back to the point at hand. Would you would you go as far as saying that that the power dynamics is a little off when it comes to what is that word, traditional or modern relationships?
I wouldn't say that. I would say that people are getting in relationships and doing what works for them. I don't think there's a set way. Like when I said the I'll take care of the bills part, that was just me, like personally. Um, I'm not pushing my beliefs on people at all.
Mhm.
But if people have to do what works for them. If everyone has strengths, everyone has weaknesses, but it's on them. It was on that specific couple to work through how they're going to be able to stay in a committed, helpful, healthy relationship. So I
Okay,
wouldn't say
so
the power dynamics are off. No.
okay, so here's a good one. And I love Amora's engagement. She's always engaged. And I love her for that. Amora asks, "How would you feel about a woman president?" Go for it.
I wouldn't mind it. I don't care.
Yeah,
Because politics, every president, they're going to make sure that, investors in the stock market are taken care of. They're going to make sure homeowners or real estate owners are taken care of, and they're going to make sure that people who own businesses are taken care of. That's been like the three consistent things with every presidency. So
hmm
I wouldn't mind at all. I thought we were going to see it. I voted for Hillary in 2016. I thought we were going to see it, but it didn't work out. So
I am the same way. I do believe that a woman president could probably even do a better job than a man president. You see some of the now. Granted, I did not vote for Joe Biden when he was having who he was having for vice president. But I will go as far as saying that Kamala Harris is doing a decent enough job as the first female vice president. And I can tell you right now, if a woman is president, if I believe that she can be competent enough to be president and she can show out a lot better than these men, goddamn right, I believe a woman should be president. Shit, I would have voted for Hillary Clinton. Actually, come to think about it, I did vote for Hillary Clinton.
mm. And unfortunately, I was a little puzzled by people's excuses for why they didn't vote for Hillary. People constantly vote out of their interest every election. I find
Every
that
election.
very fascinating. They say black people, we vote Democrat too much, but I'm looking at some of these other groups of people who constantly vote out of their interest. They rely on government programs and whatnot, this, that, and the third, but when every time an election comes, they vote for the party who wants to take away those government programs. I find
Yeah.
that very fascinating.
Okay, so Verna White said you are a handsome man. You gonna cheat on me, Verna?
So
uh, he said, okay, so you're fine with a woman running the country, just not running the household. If I'm paying the bills, ain't nobody running shit. Okay, but that's just my opinion.
no,
Don't
I
take
never said that. I never said that. I said people have to do what works best for them.
what
Like
works best for them.
just because you pay all the bills don't mean you run the household.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, and she said, I know these are hard questions, but it makes the conversation more fun. Love you both. Yeah, love you too, cousin. Shit, I'm glad you asked some hard questions. This makes this conversation a lot more interesting. See, that's one of the things that I love about doing this is because when people get engaged, it brings the conversation further.
Definitely.
Okay. He didn't. Hold on. Did you put the link in the chat yet?
Yeah, I did. I put my TikTok link in the chat.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, I didn't see it. It must have got lost in there somewhere. Because
Maybe the moderator did something to it, but I definitely put that TikTok link in the chat.
okay, can you do it again?
Got you.
And
Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second.
oh, RoGB had a question earlier. Let me go and look for that question because I know it's in there somewhere. Okay. She said, for in a wife or a mother of your future child. You got to be more specific on because I don't understand the question either. I wouldn't understand the question either. So be specific with the question.
It should be in the chat right now. It's right after Rose. I had a question earlier, comment.
Yeah, I don't see it. Hold on, but okay. Oh wait, no, I don't see it. Yeah, nobody sees it.
God damn it. Hold on. Let me just send it to you.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, send it to my Instagram and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, I got that right. So Copy. All
That
right.
that TikTok
See,
right there is about abdominal exercises you can do. It's you got planks, you got flutter kicks, you got 6 inches, you got obliques, you got penguins. Like
penguins. Okay, so explain to us the penguin because I know of sharks, but I never heard of penguins.
penguins, you get on your back, make sure your legs are up, and then you just have your like head straight, and you kind of just do that. It works obliques. Very good. Remember doing that
Okay.
when I was running cross country. So yeah.
Yeah. See, I look. That just lets you know that I definitely missed out on on some good stuff with cross country because I can tell you right now that might have done me wonders if I had did something in track and field.
Look, man, everybody, everyone's not like me. We didn't run and be like Olympics or anything, but which is fine. I mean, sometimes it could just be fun for people. It's an activity to get you out that like and people have different reasons for doing things, honestly.
Okay, wait, hold on, wait. Why is it?
Like this new video I'm gonna upload today on TikTok, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a circuit workout. And circuit workouts are nothing but HIIT exercises. Those burn calories, they burn fat, and they get you in shape.
Okay, that's a win. Okay, so hold on 1 second while I try to get this link properly put in because it is toying with me and I don't like it. Okay, why is it? Okay, I don't know what the halo is going on here. Okay, because that's obviously that's too many characters. Okay, yeah. See, it's being difficult with me. Hold on, I got this. I got this. I got this. Right. What I'm gonna do? See, I may be terrible at this technology thing, but I can figure it out. Okay, I don't know. Hold on. Okay, don't mind me. Don't mind me. That's just my what you call it, doing its thing. Okay, it should be there right there. I just put the link in the I
Awesome,
just
man. Thank you. Thank you
yeah.
so much.
So it's in there. Go check out his TikTok, and y'all better go check out mine too while y'all playing. Cause man, I ain't gonna lie though. Amore, your ass is the reason I'm even on TikTok. So you might want to go and check the player out. All right, while you playing.
Listen, you the reason why I'm on here.
No cap. She actually suggested TikTok to me because she said that it would help me get more followers on YouTube. And believe it or not, she was right because
Yeah.
it has gotten me this far. And I can tell you right now, when you have supportive family members, that's how you know you are gonna go somewhere because those are the people who show up and show up for you every time. And I won't even say just family members. We have supportive people. You know, my moderators are definite signs of that. So Black Angel TV, that one's for you. Okay, so oh shit, you do. Look, don't tell her I know that already. Yeah, so how did you run it? How did you run into podcasting?
Podcasting. So when that George Floyd murder happened, which is still
Mm-hmm.
traumatic to even look at, you got a grown man, having a knee on his neck, and just for having a counterfeit bill allegedly, screaming out for his mom like his last seconds. I was disgusted by it. I was mad about it because I live near a police station and I know exactly what it's like to have police follow you around and kind of get that car and just circle you around a few times. Every black man should experience that at least once or a few times. And
A few times,
if they haven't, then they're lying completely or they're just lost.
or
So
lucky.
no, I mean, yeah, you gotta be rare to not experience that as a black man. So when I saw that, I wanted to start a podcast and talk about social injustices in America, and I was
Mm-hmm.
really deep, like what's wrong, like with our community and where we went wrong and what we can do to fix it. I did that for like the first 7 episodes. I figured that people weren't really tuned in. They'll listen to the first 2 episodes because it was fresh on the mind. It was hot. it's election year. A black man just died. Democrats about to use this to try to win an election, and I kind of I backed off of it, and it's like, all right, what can we do alternative? Let's start a podcast. Let's interview people with businesses, because when you have businesses in the community, that brings money to the community, and that gives opportunities to young black kids who need the opportunity. Like, if they don't have that opportunity, what are they going to resort to? Drug dealing, doing like things illegally. So let's talk about people with businesses. And I started the Tyson's Vibe podcast, and it's about interviewing business owners, people who bring in positivity into the community, people who just like talking about nothing but building, following their purpose, things of that nature.
Which is something that I've learned to appreciate, because, like I said, I've watched a few of those, and I still can't get that Denzel Washington out of my head. But again,
Top of that, like, do you have people? Do you carry around a little headshot in school because your name is Washington? He's like, yeah, I used to do that. I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
Right, yeah. Okay, so before I continue, RoGB07 had a question. He specified his question. He said, you mentioned in the 4 to 5 year short-term goal, you would want a child because you want to leave a legacy. What traits do you want to leave? Do you want in your future mother of your child / spouse?
Okay. Someone who is loyal, preferably black. Let's put it like that.
Shout out to the black. Hey, shout out to the black women out there, because I love me some chocolate too. But
I want a wiser woman, someone who's older than me. No, those are like my 3 qualifications right now: black, loyal, and wise, which is older than me. I'm not about to get too specific.
Okay, so I made a video the other day, and I'm gonna get it further in depth into this on another day. But I talked about 3 core things that a woman wants and 3 core things that a man wants, and in those core things. And ladies, if you're still watching, I want y'all to let me know if I'm accurate on this or not, because I'm sure y'all didn't watch the actual video, or the short that I made. But in that video, I said women want 3 things. I said, hold on, I think this is the notes that I left here. I said they want consistency, stability, and loyalty, right? And then I said with men, I said men want sex, food, and respect. Do you think that that's accurate? No. Let's not cap.
There are some men that want that. A lot of men want that.
No. Hear me out on this, right? And see, and I said these are core things, because no man is gonna want to be. And before you say anything more, hear me on this. So go watch the video, because I said these are core things. I said core things because every woman wants these things, and I broke it down for a reason, because this is not something that I just said. This is women. This is what women want. This is something blah blah blah. No. These are questions that I asked through across the board, right? I said across the board. And yes, obviously women want separate things outside of those things. But when it comes down to it, those are 3 things no woman is gonna say that they can live without. You don't want a guy who's not consistent. You don't want a guy that's not stable. You don't want a guy that's loyal. Tell me I'm wrong. And a guy, when it comes to relationships, he doesn't want a woman he's not having sex with. He doesn't want a woman that's not giving him food in some form or fashion. I didn't say you have to cook for him. And he definitely does not want a woman who doesn't respect him.
Yeah.
Okay, and Amora said I'm wrong about the core. Okay, I want you to tell me where I'm wrong at, and by all means, I want your opinion, because I think again, this sort of things get lost in translation, because it's not about a dynamic that's saying that this is the only thing that women want, because obviously sex, food, and respect is not the only thing men want. Everything is case by case as far as the entirety of what a woman wants and what a man wants. But you'll never hear anybody say that's not what they want. I have never heard a woman say they don't want consistency, stability, or loyalty. If those are always in there.
That C word, consistency. I always hear that word a lot. Yeah.
I have heard consistency with every woman I've ever talked with. I have never. No, generalization is dangerous. Amor, let me tell you right now, generalization is dangerous. It is a very dangerous card to play. But if I am gonna be, if I have to be 100% about this one thing, and this is something I've asked across the board, this is something I guarantee you every man has asked across the board what you are looking for in a man. You will never hear a woman say she doesn't want these three things. Tell me I'm wrong, and I would like to hear why I'm wrong, because I am all for the opinions, and I think it's really important. Because again, a lot of this stuff gets lost in translation.
Yeah, it does get lost in translation, and sometimes the manosphere kind of confuses people. I'm weirded out that people just now found out about the manosphere. Like,
believe it or not,
yeah.
Believe it or not, I came into the manosphere by accident because I used to watch Tom Leykis show. I used to watch Tom Leykis radio show.
Yeah,
and I only saw him on YouTube. And again, I found out through Kevin Samuels through Average at Best. But I started seeing all the other content creators behind it. But they were, again, a lot of them were just too extreme in what they were saying. And that was okay. So Amora, she said, it's like saying black people like greasy fried chicken. Yes, a lot of black people do, but many of us are plant-based vegan. That may be true.
Yeah. My parents are vegan.
That may be true. Be as it may.
Yep.
I have never heard a woman say she wants a man to cheat on her. Don't shoot the messenger.
Well, hold on. We got to be honest, though. Some women like that. They like the fight. They like the chase of having to share with another woman.
No. I didn't say polygamy. That doesn't count. Polygamy does not count. I'm talking about if you are saying you are in you, Mr. Robinson, you say you are in a polygamous relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were paying all the bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you made sure you had all the money to take her to take her to the movies every Friday, and you take her on vacation every summer, and you take her or you buy her nice things on her birthday, and you didn't cheat on her, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just gave you every example of the things that I talked about in that video, and I'm gonna put the link to that video in the description later. But if you talked about those things I just mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. Now, one day you decided that you're not gonna pay this bill, you want her to pay that bill, right? And you decided you're not gonna buy her something nice for her birthday. You're gonna buy her something cheap, or you're not gonna take her on a nice vacation next summer. You're gonna take her to I don't know, San Francisco, which is actually a pretty nice city if you ask me. And you decided, hey, maybe we should have a threesome. I just broke all three of those. In one sentence. Do you think that your woman is going to want to stay with you after breaking just one of those things that I aforementioned after giving the examples?
She could.
Now, could is a possibility, but now bear in mind, the number one reason for divorce, is lack of commitment, which falls into the first two things that I mentioned in those videos. So I'm not saying when I say this, I'm not saying that it's something about generalizing women, and I'm not doing this in a bad way. This is good faith, by the way. All I'm saying is that If you present yourself in one way, you continue with it. You have the ability to be a provider, and you have the ability to see her as the one. Then I guarantee you are speaking life into that relationship as a man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this in a bad way. There was no malice in anything that I said when I mentioned in that video. So, because I mean, when you say black people like eating greasy fried chicken, I think that's bad faith. Now, you might have said something good in that. And yes, I'm saying this in good faith. Okay, because she just said, but saying all women, that's not good, even if in good faith. It may sound bad, yes. But I tell you right now, based on experience and just asking the question, it just matters. Talk about what you want in your relationship means. When I talked about, I will make an actual video about the 3 core things in a man, which is simple. And I don't have to look at my card to remember it. It's sex, food, and respect. No man is going to ever say otherwise. I guarantee you no man will ever say otherwise. Mr. Robinson, am I wrong? Let me, hey, if I'm wrong, I will refute that right now.
It sounds like the next Thanksgiving, you and Amor are gonna have a great conversation at the dinner table.
Oh, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Me and Amor always have good talks. That's my that's my girl right there. That's my cousin right there. That's my favorite cousin. All right. And I'm sure, and I'm quite confident she will say the same thing. I'm sure the feeling is mutual. That's my favorite cousin, right? Because me and Amora, this is what we do. When we talk, this is what we do. You know, she has her opinions, I have mine. We mesh them together. And she is actually probably the only person in the world I will agree to disagree with. Only. If she, and that's only if she says agree to disagree. Because I can tell you right now, that is probably one of the most intelligent women, not black women, women that I've ever come across, because she makes her point vivid and clear every time. I don't have to guess with it. She knows what the funk she's talking about.
I've had wonderful conversations with Amora. Shout out to Amora.
Yeah, shout out to Amora all day, every day. And I can tell you right now, my uncle raised amazing daughters, and I hope that, and shout out to Uncle E. I hope that I do a good a job as he did.
There you go. Shout out to Unc.
Shout out to Unc all day. And Amora, you better shout out Uncle E too before I get mad. No,
Hey,
but seriously,
bro, it was good talking to you. I do gotta take off though.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, and if you want, I definitely want to do a part 2 to this, so because we didn't scratch the surface on all of this, but we definitely got to do a part 2 to this.
We can definitely. Just let me know when.
Yeah, definitely, because I got some other stuff down the pipeline. Next week I'm going to be interviewing the hood psychologist Rob Lopez, and then I'm going to be working on some other works, and definitely, like I said, I'm gonna keep in touch with you, and again give a big shout out to Amora, because she got us together. Can you give some more shout outs before we head out? Yeah,
shout out to Amora for linking us together. Shout out to you and your podcast. I want nothing but the best for you. I definitely want to come here and build with you. Shout out to my parents for giving me life. Shout out to Miss Rosa. Shout out to my therapist, Miss Kina. Shout out to everybody in my life who's had a profound or even a small influence in my life. Just shout out to you guys.
Big shout out to Miss Rosa and Amora, definitely, because this is how we're gonna grow. And big shout out to you, and thank you for giving me this time. I appreciate everybody that's on. Shout out to my moderator, Black Angel TV, again, and everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And as always, kindness is free, and I'm cheap as fuck. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. And once again, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good day, everybody.
Yeah. It's stuck in this nowhere, Nick keep putting and Nick keep rolling. I thought on the album, nobody knows. I never told if you know, you really don't know. I don't know what the fuck you know. I'm always and I don't look over my shoulder, nigga. I killed all my ghosts like I'm Tyler. The first for me is the fucking truth, but you niggas know it's gonna go deep, flow like muscle niggas. I'm a fucking beat when I'm on the beat. Done dotted when the niggas screw. Plus the hard, I can take bad bitch, straight to the crib, something dick sloppy, but she clean your knee.